Welcome to Biography with Plutarch, where we delve into the lives of extraordinary individuals to uncover the intricacies of human character and the timeless lessons that shape us all. Today, we embark on a fascinating journey through the life of Bob Hope, a man whose irrepressible wit, boundless energy, and unwavering dedication to entertaining others left an indelible mark on the world of comedy and beyond. As we step into the world of Bob Hope, we find ourselves in the charming London suburb of Eltham, where he was born Leslie Towns Hope on May 29, 1903. The warm glow of a British summer evening cast a gentle light over the Hope family's modest home, where the sounds of laughter and music filled the air. Bob's early life was marked by a series of events that would ultimately shape his future as a master of comedic timing and a beacon of hope for generations to come. His father, William Henry Hope, was a stonemason from Bristol, with hands that were worn from years of shaping stone into works of art. His mother, Avis Towns, hailed from Weston-super-Mare, a seaside town on the west coast of England, where she grew up surrounded by the soothing sounds of the ocean. As the fifth of 7 sons, Bob's childhood was filled with the sounds of boisterous laughter, lively music, and the occasional prank, which would later become a hallmark of his comedic style. The Hope family home was a place where creativity and imagination knew no bounds, where the walls seemed to reverberate with the energy of 7 rambunctious boys, each vying for attention and seeking to outdo one another in a game of wit and humor. It was within this lively and loving environment that Bob's passion for performance first took root. The Hope family's decision to immigrate to the United States in 1908, when Bob was just 5 years old, proved to be a pivotal moment in his young life. As they set sail across the Atlantic, the hopes and dreams of a new life in America filled their hearts with excitement and trepidation. The journey was long and arduous, but the promise of a brighter future beckoned them forward. Upon arrival, they settled in Cleveland, Ohio, a city that would become Bob's adopted home and the launching pad for his remarkable career. The early years in Cleveland were not without their challenges, however. William Hope's struggles to find steady work as a stonemason forced the family to rely on the charity of others, including the local Salvation Army, which provided them with food and clothing during times of need. Despite these difficulties, Bob's parents instilled in him a strong sense of determination and a passion for performance. His mother, Avis, was an avid singer who encouraged her sons to develop their musical talents, often gathering them around the piano to sing and play together. The sweet sounds of their harmonies filled the air, creating a sense of warmth and togetherness that would stay with Bob throughout his life. As a young boy, Bob Hope attended Fairview High School in Cleveland, where he developed a keen interest in boxing and became an accomplished lightweight fighter. The discipline and physicality of the sport taught him valuable lessons about perseverance, timing, and the importance of getting back up after being knocked down, skills that would later serve him well in his comedic pursuits. The thrill of competition, the rush of adrenaline as he stepped into the ring, and the roar of the crowd as he landed a solid punch all combined to create an exhilarating experience that shaped his confidence and stage presence. The cultural landscape of Cleveland during Bob's formative years was characterized by a vibrant mix of ethnic neighborhoods, each with its unique customs, traditions, and entertainment venues. The city's bustling theater scene, which included vaudeville houses like the Palace Theater, exposed Bob to a diverse array of performers, from musicians and dancers to comedians and actors. He would often sneak into the theater to watch the performers, mesmerized by their talents and charisma. These early influences not only shaped his comedic style, but also instilled in him a deep appreciation for the power of entertainment to bring people together and transcend cultural boundaries. As Bob navigated his teenage years, he began to explore various career paths, including a stint as a butcher's assistant, where he learned the art of precision and timing, and a brief foray into professional boxing, which taught him the value of resilience and determination. However, it was his discovery of vaudeville that truly set him on the path to stardom. With his quick wit, charming stage presence, and impressive physical agility, Bob Hope was destined to make a lasting impact on the world of entertainment. The seeds of his future success were sown in these early years as he honed his craft, developed his unique brand of humor, and prepared to take the world by storm. As Bob Hope's career began to take shape, he found himself irrepressibly drawn to the vibrant world of vaudeville, where his quick wit, charming stage presence, and impressive physical agility made him a natural fit. The smell of grease paint and the sound of applause were like a siren's call, beckoning him to the spotlight. He started performing in local theaters and music halls, honing his craft and developing his unique brand of humor, which was characterized by its light-hearted and playful nature. In these early days, Hope would often incorporate impressions, jokes, and physical comedy into his acts, showcasing his versatility as a performer. In 1924, he met George Byrne, a comedian who became his mentor and helped him secure his first big break on the vaudeville circuit. Byrne saw something in Hope that reminded him of himself when he was starting out, a spark of talent, a dash of charisma, and a willingness to take risks. Under Byrne's guidance, Hope refined his skills, learning how to read audiences, craft engaging storylines, and deliver punchlines with precision. As he traveled from town to town, performing in small theaters in big cities, Hope began to develop a sense of confidence and stage presence that would serve him well throughout his career. The big moment came when Hope was booked at the renowned Palace Theater in New York City, where he performed to a packed audience and received rave reviews. The year was 1928, and the Palace was the pinnacle of vaudeville venues, a place where legends were made and careers were launched. As Hope stepped onto the stage, he felt a rush of adrenaline coursing through his veins. The crowd was electric, and he fed off their energy, delivering a performance that was both polished and spontaneous. The reviews were glowing, with critics praising his irresistible charm and side-splitting humor. For Hope, it was a turning point, a moment when he knew he had truly arrived as a performer. The 1930s saw Bob Hope's star rise to new heights as he transitioned from vaudeville to radio and film. He made his radio debut on the popular show The Capitol Family in 1935, where he quickly became known for his witty banter and humorous monologues. Listeners loved his easygoing style, which was both relatable and entertaining. As he navigated the world of radio, Hope developed a keen sense of timing and pacing, learning how to craft jokes and stories that would resonate with audiences across the country. His breakthrough in film came in 1938 with the release of The Big Broadcast of 1938, where he starred alongside W.C. Fields and Martha Raye. The movie was a musical comedy extravaganza featuring some of the biggest stars of the day. Hope's performance was widely praised, with critics noting his natural charm and gift for comedy. The success of the film led to a string of appearances in movies like College Swing and Give Me a Sailor, cementing Hope's status as a Hollywood leading man. One of the most significant events in Bob Hope's career was his first USO tour during World War II. In 1941, he traveled to California's March Field to entertain troops, marking the beginning of a lifelong commitment to supporting American servicemen and women. As he recalled, "I was just a young comedian trying to make it big, but when I saw those kids in uniform, I knew I had to do something to help." This sense of purpose would drive Hope's philanthropic efforts for the rest of his life, as he dedicated himself to bringing laughter and joy to those serving in combat zones. Over the next several decades, Hope would go on to perform for millions of troops around the world, from the deserts of North Africa to the jungles of Vietnam. The 1940s and 1950s were a golden age for Bob Hope, with a string of successful films that showcased his unique brand of humor. His on-screen partnership with Bing Crosby became one of the most iconic in Hollywood history, with the two stars trading witty banter and engaging in hilarious misadventures. Their chemistry was undeniable, and their films remain some of the most beloved comedies of all time. As Hope once said, Bing was more than just a partner. He was a friend, a confidant, and a fellow troublemaker. Together, they made 7 road movies, including Road to Singapore, Road to Zanzibar, and Son of Paleface, which have become classics of American comedy. Throughout his career, Bob Hope was recognized with numerous awards and accolades for his contributions to entertainment and philanthropy. He received over 2,000 honors, including 54 honorary doctorates, and was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1969. Despite his many achievements, Hope remained humble and dedicated to his craft, continuing to perform and entertain well into his 90s. His legacy as a master comedian, actor, and humanitarian continues to inspire new generations of performers and fans around the world. As the years passed, Bob Hope's impact on popular culture only grew, with his influence extending far beyond the world of entertainment. He was a true pioneer, paving the way for future comedians and actors while leaving an indelible mark on American society. His story is a reminder that success is not just about achieving greatness, but about using one's talents to make a positive impact on the world. As Bob Hope entered his later years, he continued to perform and entertain, albeit at a slower pace, his energetic spirit still radiating from the stage like a warm beacon, illuminating the faces of his adoring audience. Despite his advancing age, which had etched gentle lines on his face and sprinkled wisps of silver in his hair, he remained committed to his craft with an unyielding passion that was as inspiring as it was contagious. The ceremony where he received this award was a grand celebration, filled with laughter and applause as colleagues and fans alike gathered to honor his legacy. As Hope stepped onto the stage, the spotlight danced across his face, highlighting the deep lines of experience and the sparkle in his eyes that hinted at 1,000 untold jokes. His acceptance speech was characteristically witty, filled with anecdotes that had the audience in stitches, yet beneath the humor, there was a profound sense of gratitude and humility. This recognition wasn't just about him, it was about all those who had supported him throughout his career, from his family to his colleagues, and most importantly, his fans. In the final years of his life, Hope's health began to decline, the inevitable toll of time on his body evident in his slower steps and slightly weaker voice. One of his last major performances was at the remarkable age of 95, when he entertained troops at a USO show in Bahrain under the star-studded desert sky where laughter and applause mingled with the night air. This event marked a poignant bookend to his lifelong commitment to supporting American servicemen and women, which had begun over 6 decades earlier during World War II when the world was at war and hope seemed like a distant dream. That commitment had been more than just a series of performances. It was a gesture of solidarity, of respect, and of gratitude for those who served. Over the years, Hope had traveled to countless bases and battlefields, bringing joy and laughter to places where they were needed most. His USO tours were legendary, not just because of his comedy, but because of the sense of connection he established with each soldier, looking them in the eye, shaking their hands, and reminding them that back home, they were remembered and cherished. As Hope reflected on his life and career, seated in his armchair, surrounded by the memories of a lifetime, photographs, awards, and scripts, he observed, "I'd been fortunate enough to have had a wonderful life, and I'm grateful for every moment of it." These words encapsulated the spirit of a man who had lived an extraordinary life, filled with laughter, adventure, and purpose. His legacy extended far beyond his own accomplishments, as he paved the way for future generations of comedians and entertainers, leaving behind a trail of inspiration that would guide them through their own journeys in the world of entertainment. Bob Hope passed away on July 27, 2003, at the age of 100, surrounded by his family, who held him close as the sun set on an extraordinary life. Yet, even in death, Hope's legacy continued to inspire and delight audiences around the world, his films, TV shows, and performances remaining popular, introducing him to new generations who found joy and laughter in his timeless humor. His impact on popular culture is immeasurable, his influence seen in the work of countless comedians, actors, and entertainers who followed in his footsteps, from Woody Allen to Eddie Murphy, each carrying a piece of Hope's legacy forward with their own unique brand of comedy. Through his story, we see the importance of living a life of purpose, pursuing one's passions, and using one's talents to make a positive impact on the world. We learn about resilience and the human spirit's capacity to find joy even in the darkest times. In remembering Bob Hope, we also remember the era he represented, a time of great change and challenge for America and the world. We see how entertainment can be not just a form of escapism, but a powerful tool for unity and morale. His legacy is a reminder that laughter can bridge gaps, heal wounds, and bring people together in ways that transcend borders and backgrounds. It reminds us that even as we face our own challenges and uncertainties, there is always room for laughter, always a reason to find joy in the simple things, and always an opportunity to make a difference in the lives of others. That's all for today's biography with Plutarch. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, remember that understanding the lives of remarkable individuals helps us better understand ourselves.